Hey everybody, Nolan here, and this is my tutorial on how to render with Sony Vegas. And I've been getting a lot of private messages on the Warcraft Movies website. You know, hey, I haven't made too many videos, but the ones I've had have gotten a lot of responses on because of the quality of them. You know, how do you get the settings, blah blah blah, how do you get top quality? And I figured, I'll just make a tutorial on it to answer the questions. But also I've noticed that there's a lot of Warcraft movies, people that make the WoW movies that, they have the ability or the potential to make good quality or top quality videos. They just aren't using the right settings, and because of that, it comes out either a file size way too big for the quality that they're getting, or it just doesn't come out good at all. So, first thing to start with those fraps. Obviously, you've got to have the purchase version in order to record longer than 30 seconds. So, get that however you will. I have FPS is disabled. I don't need to see it in my top corner. I know when it's running. It's not a big deal for me. Screenshots irrelevant. I don't use it for screenshots. But movies, for frames per second, I used to have it on 29.97 and I changed it to 30. Reason being is with 30 it's slightly higher quality, and I'm assuming it's because it's a round number. It for some reason comes out just a little smaller. It's a microscopic difference, though. You'll never notice it, but whatever. Half size, full size, you have to have full size. Half size is just not gonna work. You're gonna get crap quality. Don't even bother. Full size is important. No cursor, I have that enabled. I don't want people to see where my mouse is going while I'm playing the game or whatever. And I have record sound turned off. It helps it run a little bit smoother, and I don't need to record in-game sound. I've always got some music and whatever playing in my videos. So, all right, so those are your frap settings. One thing I forgot to mention was that fraps is a huge hard drive. It just hits your hard drive really, really hard, and it will make a huge difference in your quality of your videos, or a big enough one anyways. I think that it would, hard drives are so cheap nowadays, it's, whatever. But I have fraps running on my operating system hard drive, which is the 10,000 RPM Raptor or whatever, and I have a 640 gig second hard drive, and this is where all of my fraps videos go to. And having a second hard drive that's dedicated, it's got fraps going on it, and that's the only thing that's happening to it, is going to make a big difference in your qualities, because it'll just slam your hard drive. And if you got only one hard drive, you got to do what you got to do, but its quality is going to increase if you have a second hard drive for your fraps. So now that we got fraps, I'm not going to jump right into Sony just yet, because in order to render with the quality that I'm going to be showing you, you have to have a specific codec for that. So go ahead and open up Google, and I'll provide the link in the detail box or whatever. But you can go to Google and go to K-Lite codec, and the first one is freecodecs.com. And K-Lite codec has a lot of crap in it, blah blah blah, whatever. But more importantly, it'll allow you to play basically any video format on. I prefer Windows Media Player, just because it's easy to use. And but it also has the codecs in here for you for your rendering. So go ahead and click on the full, whichever one you want. They're all the same. Alright, so we've got the K-Lite codec installer. You know, you just go through the steps, click next. Here you're going to choose lots of stuff. You can choose with or without player. I'll choose with. And you scroll down and you'll notice everything should be selected, but this is your lame MP3 codec installation. That's what you're getting out of the K-Lite codec, but also it's allowing you to play everything that you could possibly want to with the K-Lite codec installed on your computer. Alright, for your video codec, we're going to be using this X264 VFW. So just go to Google and type in X264 VFW codec, and ScourgeForce.net has it. So click on this, it's the third one down. I'll provide the link also in the details box. But this is where you download it from. Click the download here, and if you have 64-bit, you can. I've already got it installed, but you know, you'd use that one. If not, you just use this one. Click the download and click the execution file, save as, and you'll see here it's H.264 MPEG, you know, AVC, but it's X264 VFW is what I found to be by far the best video encoder. So, and boom, you're done, and it's installed on your computer. Another thing that makes a dramatic difference on the quality of your video fraps is your computer, your overall computer. As you can see, I have a E8500 CPU dual core, overclocked from 3.16 to 3.8. WoW in general and fraps also is a CPU hog. So the faster, the better the CPU, the better the quality that you're going to get from your raw video file. Here are the specs of my computer. You can see everything I've got. You know, video card, whatnot, memory. You know, 2 gigs or more memory is also that'll make a difference. But if you've got, you know, a single core CPU, then this tutorial really won't do much for you, because you're just not going to get the quality that you can achieve with a better computer. So that's something else to keep in mind. Alright, well, so we've got fraps taken care of, we got your codecs taken care of, and now it's time to come into Sony Vegas. And this is where the magic happens. So just go ahead and pull any video file you've got into your timeline, because you've got to have something in there to be able to pull up the render settings. But first, what we're going to do is go to Properties, and this is, you know, your base foundation for every video that you're going to be doing. So you got to make sure you have these right. Sony Vegas has a lot of presets, but we're going to be making our own custom one. And in order to do that, you just type in your own width and height. And the width and height is exactly what your in-game resolution is. Mine is 1680 by 1050. So I make my videos 1680 by 1050. I have a 22-inch monitor, and you know, boom, full screen. It works, you know. So, but whatever your width and height is for your in-game resolution, that's what you're going to be putting in here. Field order, you know, we're not filming with a camcorder. This is an interlaced video. It's just, you know, it's just fraps. So you're just going to select none, progressive scan, and that's all you need. Pixel aspect ratio, 1 square. You know, you can change these things if you want to, just to see what the difference is. But 1.0 is that's what you want. It's going to give you the quality. You know, you can pull out your video preview window, put it full screen, and you can see what it'll do. Output rotation 0 degrees. Just leave that at 0. Frame rate, as you can see, they did have 29.97, so I was saying earlier that's why I was using it, but I just changed it to 30. So just put 30 and leave it at that. Pixel format. Now this one is the one that threw me for a little doozy at first. Theoretically speaking, 32-bit floating point is better, but I did a bunch of tests on just how much better is 32-bit versus 8-bit. You know, And here's some screenshots that I'm showing you now, and you can see that the difference, it's extreme now because it's a screenshot. It's, you know, it's not live footage, but I recorded an 8-bit video and then I did a 32-bit of the same video, and I put it full screen, walked away, came back, and I couldn't tell the difference of which one was which. So 8-bit is what I'm using now, and the reason is because when you render it, 8-bit is literally half the time in rendering than 32-bit. You know, if I render a video, it's 10 minutes long, it's going to take me, you know, something like, you know, 2 hours or some nonsense, 32-bit. But with 8-bit, you're getting the same quality pretty much, and you're going to be getting, you know, it's going to take you half the time to render it, which is a big major plus for me. Full resolution rendering quality, obviously best. You want to get the best that you can. Motion blur type, you can change this to any you want, but I leave it on Gaussian because you won't notice a difference, so don't even worry about it. De-interlace method, none. This isn't an interlaced video, it's not a camcorder. So when you get all these settings, you can go ahead and save it. Save the template, name it whatever you want. I just named mine WoW2, whatever. And click on the Start All New Projects with these settings so that when you do start a new project, it'll have these settings already. Go ahead and go on over to audio, and audio is something that's also somewhat important for quality. Stereo, obviously, 44,100 is the sample rate that I use, and reason being is because most of my audio, as you can see right here, is actually 44,000. You know, here's a whatever song that I've used. It's 44,100, you know, hertz, stereo, you know, MP3, 192 kilobytes per second, and some of the things they do change from 128 to something, I don't know, 192, 160. So because of that, I just leave my audio settings when in the rendering options at the 44,100, but also 320 kilobytes per second. I'll show you that later. Bit depth 16. You know, we're not making fucking Justin Timberlake music here. Resample and stretch quality best, and start a new project these settings, and that's it for your project settings. So now that you've got, you know, your you've got your video, whatever you want to make, good to go. This is render as, and save it wherever you want, name it whatever you want. But for save as type, we're going to be using X264 VFW codec because I found that it's the best. I'll show you screenshots of different renders, and you'll see the difference in quality. But for now, I'll just show you how to do it. Video for Windows, and what you're going to do is go to Custom, and you're going to name it X264 First Pass. So you can name it whatever you want, but as long as you know that it's the first pass, because you're going to have a two-pass system here. Video rendering quality best. Just get audio out of the way. Include audio, lame MP3. You'll see that. Choose it. 44,100 hertz, 320 kilobytes per second. The difference in size from 320 to the normal 192 is mediocre, so don't even worry about it. It's minimal. So video, here's video. Include video, obviously. You can just, you know, frame size, use project settings. Just, you know, less hassle, but you can see it's 1680 by 1050. Frame rate here, they don't have 30, so you just type it in 30.000 whatever. And field order, none. Progressive scan, again, not interlaced video. Pixel aspect ratio 1. We're going to go down to interleave every seconds, 0.250. Should already be defaulted to this. Create an open DML AVI version 2.0 compatible file. And video format, you'll see a whole bunch of options here. The one you want is X264 VFW, which is also H.264. Click that and then go to Configure. And there's 3 tabs: Main, Analysis, Encoding, Rate, and Control. Leave everything at default for these 2 tabs. For the Main tab, you're going to select the drop-down window here, and this is your first pass, so you're going to be doing a 2-pass system, so you choose multi-pass, and this is your first pass, so you choose first pass. Now, I was messing around with some settings there, but my normal settings are 4500. I forgot to change it back. I'll show you some screenshots also towards the end of the tutorial on the differences. So you choose 4500, leave everything else default, don't even worry about it. Click OK, and save it as, you know, X264 or whatever, but just as long as you know it's the first pass. So you save it, boom, good to go. Click OK, and then you click Custom again, and everything should still be the same. Best, audio is the same, video should all be the same, and what you're going to do differently is click on Configure again, and then this time go to Multi-Pass, Nth Pass, and this is basically this is going to be your second pass. You choose Nth Pass, 4500 again, click OK, save it as, you know, I have it as Nth Pass, whatever, save it, and boom, you're good to go. So you save your video, whatever, and it'll start to render. X264 VFW log console will pop up, and you'll usually get not responding or whatever from it, as you can see there. Don't even worry about it, just minimize it, ignore it, it doesn't matter. Alright, so your video is done rendering, and that's the first pass. You're just going to click close, and unfortunately you have to do this manually, but I think it's worth it because the quality is just much better. Go back to render as, find the video that you just rendered, and you'll see that it's very small. It's 430 kilobytes. The reason is because this is a 2-pass system. It's better than a single pass because a single pass goes into the render basically blind, and it doesn't know where everything's at already. It doesn't know where to put things, and the quality is not going to be as good as it could be. 2-pass, the first one goes in there. It's basically just mapping out your render job that you're going to be doing, and it's putting everything. It knows where everything is, so that when it goes in there for the second render, it knows where everything's going to be at, and it's going to be better quality. So you go change it to Nth Pass here, and your file name has to be exactly the same as the one you just did. And the easiest way to do that is just click on it, and it'll put the file name in there. You know, Nth Pass, whatever, and you're going to click Save. And this will pop up. Blah blah blah, whatever the name is, already exists. Do you want to overwrite? Click on Yes. And when you overwrite, it's the second pass. It's the final render, and it'll finish the job. Alright, now as I said earlier, I was going to be showing you some differences in bitrate, and here they are. I originally started out doing WoW videos like everybody, like all the tutorials that are already out there, and most of them are, you know, hey, use Windows Media Video 9 and what have you. But what I found to be the best was X264 codec, and as you can see the difference here, I'm using Xvid, Windows Media Video, and also Gingus's tutorial using the AVC option. The only way that I could get Gingus's version of rendering to even come close to matching was to increase the bit rate to, you know, something way too high, and the file size came out to almost basically double what mine is. So also here is the differences in bit rate itself with the X264 codec. As you can see, I ended up choosing 4500. I did a few tests with the different settings, but 4500 worked out fine with me because I figured, you know, hey, 4500 bitrate comes out to about 35 megabytes a minute, and I was shooting for, you know, a 10-minute video with a reasonable size of 350 megabytes. That's something that's reasonable to me if I was to go on Warcraft Movies and download it. So But you can see the difference from 4,500 to 10,000 isn't that big, but I figured there was a big enough difference from 3,000 to 4,500 to warrant going to 4,500, but you can go anywhere in between. It's really up to you. But I wouldn't really go over 4,500. You want to keep the file size somewhat within the range of reasonable downloadings. So, and also keep in mind that the format, if you're sitting still frapsing, you're not gonna notice too much. But it's when you start moving that the higher the bit rate comes into effect. Movement, nobody's sitting still in RAID, so you're running around, and having a low bit rate is really going to show on the background. Everything's going to be blocky, blurry, so movement is key here when testing out your bit rates to see what's something that's good for you. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Hopefully it'll give you enough insight into getting some better quality videos being put out on Warcraft movies from everybody, because I personally don't download a movie if it ain't gonna have good quality. That's just me. But if you got any questions, Warcraft movies comment box, or I'll put my email up there too, or you can hit me up on Bladefist US Realm. Alright, take it easy.